The melody of memories in the vibrant city of Harmonia, where every street corner hummed with the sounds of musicians and singers, music was the lifeblood of the community. The city was a symphony of cultures and styles, with melodies wafting through the air from dawn till dusk. At the heart of Harmonia stood the Grand Conservatory, an illustrious institution that had nurtured countless talents over the years. Among the students at the conservatory was a young violinist named Clara. She had a gift for coaxing the sweetest notes from her instrument, a talent that had been nurtured from a young age by her mother, a renowned pianist. Clara's life was a tapestry woven with music, each thread a memory of lessons, performances, and the dreams she shared with her mother. But the music in Clara's heart had dimmed since her mother's sudden passing a year ago. The loss had left a void in her life, and her once joyous playing had become somber and introspective. Her professors noticed the change, their concern growing as Clara withdrew further into herself. One autumn afternoon, as the leaves turned golden and the air grew crisp, Clara wandered through the conservatory's grand halls, her violin case in hand. She found herself drawn to a small, neglected room at the end of a corridor. Inside, she discovered an old, forgotten piano, its keys yellowed with age but still beautiful. Clara approached the piano, her fingers brushing the keys gently. A flood of memories washed over her of her mother playing this very instrument, the room filled with warmth and laughter. She sat down, hesitantly at first, and began to play one of her mother's favorite pieces. The familiar notes resonated through the room, their echoes stirring something deep within her. As she played, the door creaked open, and a figure stepped inside. It was Mr. Moretti, the conservatory's esteemed director and a close friend of Clara's mother. He listened quietly, his eyes reflecting a mix of sorrow and hope. "Clara," he said softly, "your music carries such depth of emotion. It's as if your mother is playing through you." Clara's hands stilled on the keys, tears welling in her eyes. "I miss her so much," she whispered. "It's hard to find joy in my music without her." Mr. Moretti nodded, understanding her pain. "Your mother was a brilliant musician, but more than that, she was a part of you. Her love for music lives on in you, Clara. She would want you to find joy in it again, to let your music heal and inspire." Over the following weeks, Mr. Moretti spent time with Clara, guiding her through her grief and helping her rediscover her passion for music. He encouraged her to compose, to pour her emotions into new pieces that spoke of her journey and her memories. Clara's compositions were deeply personal, each note a tribute to her mother and the bond they had shared. The conservatory announced its annual gala, a grand event that showcased the talents of its students and faculty. Mr. Moretti suggested that Clara debut one of her new compositions at the gala, believing it would be a healing experience for her. On the night of the gala, the conservatory's grand hall was filled with an expectant audience. Clara stood backstage, her heart pounding with a mixture of nerves and anticipation. She held her violin tightly, drawing strength from the memories of her mother. Mr. Moretti approached her, his expression encouraging. "You are ready, Clara. Trust in your music and let it speak from your heart." With a deep breath, Clara stepped onto the stage. The audience fell silent as she took her place, the spotlight casting a warm glow around her. She closed her eyes for a moment, then began to play. The first notes were tentative, but as she continued, Clara's confidence grew. Her composition was a hauntingly beautiful piece, filled with the pain of loss and the joy of remembrance. The music ebbed and flowed, carrying the audience on a journey through Clara's emotions. Each note was a dialogue with her mother, a conversation that transcended the boundaries of life and death. As the final note faded into the silence, the audience erupted into applause. Clara opened her eyes, tears streaming down her face. She felt a sense of release, as if a weight had been lifted from her heart. She took a bow, her eyes searching the crowd until they found Mr. Moretti, who was clapping proudly. After the performance, Clara was surrounded by well-wishers, their praise and admiration lifting her spirits. But it was Mr. Moretti's words that resonated the most. "Your music was a gift, Clara. Not just to us, but to yourself. Your mother would be so proud." In the months that followed, Clara continued to compose and perform, her music evolving as she embraced both her grief and her joy. She became a source of inspiration for her peers, her story a testament to the healing power of music. The conservatory buzzed with excitement, as Clara's compositions brought new life to its halls. One evening, as Clara sat at the old piano in the neglected room, she felt a sense of peace she hadn't known since her mother's passing. She played a soft, lilting melody, a new composition that spoke of hope and new beginnings. The music flowed effortlessly, filling the room with a warm, comforting light. Clara's journey through music had brought her back to herself, reconnecting her with the joy that had once defined her life. The memory of her mother lived on in every note, a constant presence that guided her and filled her with strength. Through her music, Clara found not only healing but a renewed passion for life and the endless possibilities it held. And so, in the vibrant city of Harmonia, the melody of Clara's memories continued to resonate, a beautiful symphony that echoed through the hearts of all who heard it. Her music became a legacy, a celebration of love, loss, and the enduring power of the human spirit.